Hi guys, so this is Saral this side. So I'm starting out with today a new tutorial about Java 8. So Java 8 has come up with one of the new comparator that has been in the market right now, but it has come with the new functions in Java 8. So comparator was earlier also, which we know that it is used to compare something, the custom comparison that you wanted to done. For example, if you have an employee class and you wanted to compare it basis on name, salary, age, and all those, so you have an two objects with you which you use to compare. Okay, so before starting out what changes and bring into the Java 8 comparator, so let me introduce myself. I am Cyril Saxena this side, and I am putting a lot of articles on LinkedIn. You can go and check my profile. There are a lot of articles, there are a lot of posts that I keep posting on the regular basis. So if you have any query over my videos on YouTube, you can go and send me the request and I will be going to answer you. I will be happy to answer you, in fact. And this is my GitHub account, so obviously you can go and whatever code paste that you see in my YouTube videos, they all will be keep posted on this GitHub repository, so you can go and check it out from my link itself. So let's go into the let's deep dive into the basic Java 8 comparator example that I was happy to answer you out. So yeah, I'm coming to it. So this is basically a package that is, these are my simple POCs programs, but which true I explained you out. Okay, so this is just a simple employee class. In the outline I have shown you that this consists of the three attributes, first name, last name, and there is one parameterized constructor that is coming up into this, and then the normal setter getter method. Okay, so what I have done is that I have made this program for you to save the time. Okay, because I don't want you to write each and every single line of Java and then I will be going to explain you out, that takes a video too long. So yeah, we were discussing about comparator, and in this video we are going to discuss about comparator chaining. So I always used to say that if you have to sort a list in Java 8, then it is very easy with an inbuilt support of the comparator chaining, because it sometimes happens that comparator, I was telling you earlier in my video also, it used to compare two objects. For example, employee class, you wanted to compare basis on age, you wanted to compare basis on last name and first name. So earlier you used to write a separate comparator for each and every case. Suppose for last name you want to compare, there is a separate comparator. For first name you want to compare, there was a separate comparator, and for age there is a separate comparator. But what about if you, in case of imperative programming, that we used to say that functional programming is basically a kind of not imperative programming, because earlier what we used to say we have different comparators for each and every category. That was a real case of imperative programming, but now we are moving to the declarative programming in the part of the functional programming, as I can say. So in which, even in a single piece of line, you have to write each and every piece of code. You don't need a big blocks of code with you to be there. Okay, so in declarative programming, we have Java 8 have come up with some sort of comparator chaining itself. So it's just like you have one piece of block, it will return true false, basis on that the second piece of block will return. Okay, so both of them are linked. So that is what the aspect of functional programming. So if you are going to checked my profile yesterday, even in fact I have posted one article key what are the elements of the functional programming. Okay, so in which I was saying that high order function, they may be passed as an arguments to other functions. So it's just like that. And then lazy evaluations. Okay, so let me go into the program right now. So what I'm doing is that there is new method that has come in JDK 8. So let's go into the decompiler and it is checked. So this is just a comparator interface, and that has come up with a new function called comparing reverse, and you can see that comparing has been overloaded with. Okay, so it accepts a function. That's what I was saying, that functional programming in which the parameters can even expect a function. So a function, in functional programming, that it has got a two parameters, was an input and other is an output. Okay, so it is saying that this comparator function method which has been coming up. Okay, so while comparing, it taken functions as a parameter. It accepts a function and extract a sort key of a type, and it returns that compare key with a sort key type. Okay, the comparator is serializable if the specified function is also serializable. So we have to make sure that the specified function which we are passing in, it is a serializable. Okay, so what we have to do is that let's go for this program so that we understand better right now. Let me comment out the other sys out that I am doing, so in order to, so that you guys just didn't get confused a bit about what is happening in the rest piece of the program. Okay, So let me put up into this. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What I've done is that I have a one got static utility method with me. So this is something a static utility method, and it used to do what key that whenever the class is loaded, it creates an a basis of an employee list, and this employee list is of employee type, the employee pojo type that we have discuss here right now, in which an outline I have shown you it consists of first name, last name, and age. So in order to prevent DB access hits, I have created one dummy static list. Okay, so that we can save our time in doing bit of POCs. Okay, so this is going to return us a list of employee type. So that was my purpose. So what happened is that when we started out, uh, we say okay, we say comparator dot comparing employee dot get last name. So when I told you that comparing take, sorry, when I was telling you that comparing, we have seen in decompiler that comparing takes a function as an input and it has an one output. So what I have done is that I have taken it as a method references here, that is in fact a part of the functional programming. Okay, so I'm saying that compare basis of the employee last name. Okay, and then what you to do here, I have created my comparator. Sorry, here I have created my comparator. Just a minute, I am getting a lot of pings from just a minute. So yeah, I was telling you what we have done is that through this way we have created a comparator basis of the functional programming in even a single line itself. Okay, so what I'm saying is that that employee has a class basis on that called the get last name. Okay, and then comparator on compare it on the basis of last name, and then we have created one comparator which is of generic type, means which is of our custom class employee tab, and we have named it as an employee comparator by last name and first name by one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change here this name, otherwise this will going to create a bit of confusion, because here we are doing it on the basis of last name only. So let me do it on the basis of last name only. Okay, last name only. Okay, so what we have done is that just look the change that has come in Java 8 on the single line itself. You have completed the comparator code. That is a part of declarative programming that Java 8 has come up. Okay, so you are just saying that comparator, you call the comparator, you call it one of the method called comparing, and comparator is an interface that we have seen the part of the functional programming, and we have passed method references that is based on the last name. So this is our comparator being called. Now what we are doing is that we are calling the static method employee list, which I have shown you earlier right now here. This is the static method employee list. Okay, so this is the static method employee list is called, and it is being, I have created one a separate list. Now in this list we are going to sort it out basis on the last name, and I have like employee list sorting basis on the last name with the JDK 1.8, and here I have passed this comparator. Okay, in collection sort and my employee list, and now I am just sorting basis on the last name only. This is, I have used method references part of the functional programming, and now what we can do is that we can simply execute this program to see what the output is being coming up. Okay, so I have to save this changes, and I can easily see, just a minute, I think I have forgotten to sys out something. Okay, okay, so I think I have missed one sysout statement somewhere because it is printing too many things right now. Okay, 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 okay. And let me search system. Okay, let me search the system part first in it. So as you can see that I have some of the extra sysout statement were there which I have removed. So let me come back to again to it. This was the list, and we have created, as I told you, the comparator in through declarative programming or functional programming by passing the functional references, static method references into the comparing method. We have seen in the decompiler that it gets accepted as a Java function which takes one input and output as an output. Okay, We have created employee list, we have taken a dummy data that is we have created in the list, and then we are saying that we are passing into the as usual method of collection sort, the comparator and the employee list, okay, with the dummy list which hold the static data. And then we say ki, okay, we are doing the achieve the same and through with the help of sys.out.println. Again, the style has been changed using of the method references. And then when we say ki, we need to execute the same, so we can see here, let me bring out the static list, and we can see in the output that these are first name and these are last name. Okay, so you can see Aeon is coming as a first, okay, Ghosh is coming up, and then Saxena. So the list has been sorted out in the reverse order. That's what I wanted to reflect you out. And now we will begin out with one of the magic of JDK 8, and that we will see the chaining that has been happening in case of the comparator. Okay, so here also the funda is same, but there are things that you need to understand in this. What has happened sometimes ki, as you had seen here, the last name is same, Saxena, Ghosh, but if the last name is same, we want the search, if in the case of last name is search, then we want that search to be happen on the basis of first name. Like if Saxena, then Amit is the second parameter which should come first, and then Ramesh. The similar case happened in case of Ghosh. If last name first character is also same, then it is being compared basis of an I and O. So I should be coming as the first. Okay. So what we have done is that we were created a new comparator with the first name. We says ki that first compare with last name, and if the case happens, like in the case Saxena happens, then compare basis on the first name. So if one tie had been happened out, both our parties are same, then take a second parameter as a consider. So let execute this. Just I wanted to show you out then how the output comes up to this. Okay, so let me execute this to make you understand better about it. Okay, so let me run it as a Java application. I have made some changes, so I wanted to save it out, and you can see that right now what was happening, that Saxena were the same, then it considered the first parameter. So this was I wanted to show out, and this is called something called comparator chaining, the part of this that is called comparator chaining. Okay, and there is now more static methods have been coming up that is called reverse. So I wanted to show you out that how the reverse functionality work out, because I shown you earlier in the interface when we were going into the decompiler, sorry, when we were going into the decompiler, I have shown you a lot of things key that it has come up with the reverse method also, and then comparing is being natural order and all these overloaded interface has got a lot of methods. So what is happening is that we are comparing based on the last name, but in last name also we are going to compare it based on the reverse order. So let's compare that thing also right now. If I execute this application, okay, I have make some changes. I need to commit on this. Okay. So see, now what is happening is that a last name is being printed, but this time not in the ascending, this is in the descending order. So these are the some static functionality. The best part that I like about comparator chaining is only this one, where we have to make sure that if first name clashes, then compare it on sorry, the last name clashes, then compare it on the basis of first name. So these are the things that you have to compare. These are a lot of things that you have to compare, and then you will be coming out with solutions to them. So this is part of the functional programming. This is something that is newly introduced in Comparator, and make sure that you get enough of this, okay, to study out. So any query that you have based on that, you can reach to me out on LinkedIn, and I will be very happy to answer your queries there itself. So thank you. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Thanks.